Welcome to a pretty energetic flow today, finding wild thing as our peak pose. And we'll begin our class in tabletop, placing the wrists, elbows, shoulders in a line, hips and knees stacked. Finding some tiger curls to begin with. So we inhale, bring the right foot off the mat, pull the toes and the head together. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, floating up. Exhale, knee to nose. Moving with your breath to start with. Trying to notice how this pose feels for you. Exhale, collapse. Inhale, let's lengthen. Hold here. Grounding down in the right hand, left arm comes behind, catching the foot, kick the heel away from that back line. Stay strong. Listen to those little wobbles of the body. Breathing in. Exhale, left hand to the mat, right foot floats forward. Finding our Anjaneyasana, our low lunge. Grounding down in this posture. Take a breath in. Exhale, see if the body opens up a little bit lower before breathing in once more. Leaning back, feeling that stretch come in that front left leg. Coming back up through center. Taking a breath in again. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm behind us. Trying to bring the shoulders in a line. Gazing at that back hand. Finding strength here. Breathing in. Exhale, this left hand comes to the hamstring, to the calf, to the heel. Bringing the right arm overhead. Finding a big lean back, a wide open posture. We're trying to come back through with control. Inhale, float up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Straighten that right leg. Opening up the hamstring, coming into Ardha Hanumasana. Try and keep a flat back. And if you want to introduce some balance into this pose, the right hand can come to the outside of the right foot, left hand to the inside. Maybe allowing the chest to fall a little bit deeper into this pose, gazing at our big toe. Holding for a moment, breathing in. Exhale, hands to the mat, foot to the mat, sliding back through to our tabletop. Finding this movement on the other side. So let's inhale, left leg off the mat, raising the head to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, finding length. Exhale, coming together. Moving with your own breath for a moment. Really trying to pull together and then expanding out. Inhale, let's meet at the top. Rounding through the spine. Left hand stays connected to the mat. Right hand behind this time. Kick the knee away. Finding some strength in the quads. Twisting as you do. Breathing in. Exhale, right hand to the mat. Left foot sweeps forward. Rising up. Low lunge on the other side. Taking a moment, is the knee and the ankle stacked on top of each other? And can you see your big toe on the inside of your knee? Just checking that alignment. Breathing in. Exhale, see if you can sink a little bit lower down to the floor before inhaling. Exhale, right arm back, left arm comes forward again, opening up the chest. Gaze over that back hand. Finding a little bit of a back bend, breathing in. Exhale, hands to the hamstring, to the calf, to the right heel. Leaning back, finding length. You try to float up with control as we inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. Ardha Hanumasana. Our half split on the other side. Again, allowing the chest to sink a bit further down. If your hands are comfortably by your foot, the left hand can hold the outside of the left foot. Right arm over. Finding that stretch, finding that balance, sinking a bit deeper. Breathing in. Exhale, hands to the mat, plant the foot, slide the foot through, tabletop. We find our Adho Mukha, downward dog. Push the bum up towards the sky. The heels can be off the mat, and if you want, the knees can be bent. The aim is trying to bring the chest closer to the thighs. And we find some dynamic movement in a moment. Inhaling that right leg off the mat, point the toes to the sky. Exhale, bring the knee and the elbow together, floating into a plank-like posture. Inhale, three-leg dog. Exhale, right knee, left elbow twisting. Inhale, this time opening up, three-leg dog. Open, stacking the hips, so bending my right leg, the hips on top of each other. Coming into our wild thing pose. So you can stay here, or if you would like, you can turn onto the outside of the left foot, keeping the left foot straight. Right leg is bent. Push the sitting bones up towards the sky. Hammock to asana, wild thing. Check, is the left leg straight, right leg bent. Stay strong here. And we float into our lizard, looking at the front of the mat, breathing in. Exhaling, right leg comes outside of the hands. Finding our lizard lunge. Allowing the body to open up. Staying active in our lizard, keeping this left leg off the mat just for a moment. Before we breathe in. Exhale, knee drops down to the mat. Again, you're welcome to stay here. If you'd like, you can breathe in. Exhale, the forearms joining the floor, gazing forwards at the top of the mat, keeping that neck nice and protected. Opening up the hips. And at this point, have a quick check-in where your mind is. Have you noticed it moving to the past, to the future? This is okay, but can you bring it back to the present moment? Feel the sensation in the hips. And then let's inhale, walk the hands up, tuck the toes, knee comes off the mat, right arm to the sky, a big wide open twist. Opening up the body. Breathing in. Exhale, hand back to the mat. Release the feet, finding a child's pose. Toes together, knees wide, sinking down to the mat. Come back to the breath. Maybe the heartbeat. And notice as you breathe deeply, rhythmically, the body finds its natural balance again. Let's find some more movement. Coming through center, toes tuck, coming back to our downward facing dog. Warming up the core before coming into our wild thing. Inhale, left leg floats off the mat this time. Hold strong. Exhale, bring the left knee to the left elbow, kind of floating through to a plank. Inhale, rising back up. Exhale for a twist, left knee to right elbow. Inhale, back up through center, opening up the hips so the left leg stays bent. Knees stacked on top, and then the foot on the floor, the right foot twists onto the outside, left foot connects, right leg stays straight, pushing up into our wild thing. Stay strong here. Listen to the body, breathe in. Exhale, let's float the left foot to the top of the mat, finding our lizard lunge. Both hands inside of the feet. This right leg stays strong for a moment. Breathing in. Exhale, right knee to the mat, opening up the body. If you want, you can continue the journey down to the mat. Inhaling, exhaling, forearms down. Try and find some stillness in body and in mind in this posture. Allowing yourself to be here fully. Beautiful. Let's rise up if you're on the forearms. Tucking the back foot, knee floats off the mat, left arm to the sky, gazing upwards. We're here just for a moment. Big breath in. Exhale, hands to the mat. Finding our downward facing dog once more. Finding a little bit of stillness here. Then let's breathe in. As we exhale, the knees come to the mat, sitting on the top of the feet, finding our Vajrasana pose. And you may find that this is already quite a lot. If you want and there's something nearby, you can grab a cushion, a pillow, place it in between. If you want to try leaning back, you open up the feet a little bit so the bum can sink in between. Then the hands come behind us and we lean back onto the hands, the elbows. And if you want to try fully leaning back, support yourself down, your hands on your shins, lying back in a Supta Vrajasana. And we'll be in this pose for just a moment or two. I know this is a big counter. Listen to how this feels in the knees, in the hips. And then if you're fully laid down, hold onto the shins, pull yourself up, floating back to your tabletop, crossing the legs, finding our seat that we began our class in. And we're going to be bringing the feet together, holding on to the toes. Finding some more stretchy stuff to finish our practice. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forwards. And you may notice that your forward fold looks a bit more like this. And that's absolutely okay. What we don't need to do is bring the chin down towards the chest. We practice this a lot in the modern world, on laptops, on our phones. And we're gazing forward to look after the spine. The body opens up after weeks and months and years of practice. So be really kind to yourself here. Sinking very slowly, very gently down, letting gravity do some of the work. And then let's inhale, rise up. Hands come behind our hips, feet to the floor, finding some 90-90s, letting the hips drop from one side to the other. And we find our final physical pose of class. Coming into Malasana, bring the feet a bit closer, pushing yourselves up. Knees are wide, feet pointing outwards, sinking down. And if you come up on the heels, that's okay. And if you're not sinking quite as low, that's okay. But this pose is so important. Our ancestors would have ate around a campfire, foraged for berries in this pose. And if you find yourself sitting down a lot in your life, this is a really good way to reclaim your movement, reclaim your body. So try and spend a few moments in Malasana in our yogi squat every single day. And take another moment here. Breathing in. Exhale, very simply coming out of the pose. Hands behind, rest on the bum. Feet come forward. Dropping the knees from one side to the other. Beautiful. Let's come and roll onto our backs, hugging the knees in towards the chest, giving ourselves a bit of a squeeze, a bit of care after this pretty physical practice. And again, can you notice where your mind is? Is it with your hopes or with your worries? Try to know that both will pass. Then keeping hold of the right leg, left leg falls to the mat. Pulling that knee in a little bit more. Before keeping the left hand connected to the right knee. Pulling the right knee to the left hand side. Right arm comes away from the body. Gazing at that right hand, feeling this big universal spine twist. A very restorative pose to begin to end our class. Let's come through center, hugging the knees into the chest one final time. And then let's let the right leg fall to the mat. Left leg stays hugged in. See if you can notice a bit of a difference from one side to the other. And then the right hand stays on that knee. Left knee coming to the right hand side, gazing over at that left hand. Awesome. Inhale up through center, finding our final pose before Shavasana. Ananda Balasana, happy baby. Hold the outside of the feet, pull the knees towards the mat, the soles of the feet face the sky. A final hip opener before we take a moment of peace, a moment of stillness. If you want, you can close your eyes at this part of class, as what we're doing is taking a big breath in. Exhale, legs release to the mat, palms face upwards, close down the eyes. And there's been some pretty big moves in class. But you may find lying in stillness the most difficult part of this entire experience. Try to be with your own mind. Offer yourself acceptance of whatever thoughts may come up. We will be here for about a minute, maybe two. Rest here. And have a final check-in as to where your thoughts went. Before wiggling the toes, the ankles, moving the legs from side to side, dropping the head to the left and to the right. And then bring the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, point the toes before rolling over onto your arms, bending the legs, feeling the body say thank you for this practice today. And then let's rise up back to our seat, keeping the eyes closed for now. Placing the hands on the knees. I invite you to ask the question, how do you feel in this moment? And then we humbly look towards the mat. Blink open the eyes and look up. Thank you so much for sharing the practice with me. And I hope to see you on the mat again soon.